So recently, I've been thinking a little bit about balance and how there are some things that for some reason just seem like they make sense in twos. Two eyes, two hands, two headphones, two chopsticks. Two blades. And so here we are. So welcome to the list. Let's take a closer look and see how things work. Starting with the star of the show, as you've probably guessed, is indeed Dagger 2 Blades. 4 power, 10 provisions, melee. Whenever an enemy takes damage, boost self by 1. And the beauty of this deck is it is geared specifically into getting the most value from Dagger. We have lots of pings, lots of order damage, lots of 1 instance damages from Gigascorp, Delirium, Longships, Berserkers, Raiders, and all of these things working together to get our Dagger very strong. And the main strategy of this deck is indeed to pull our Dagger back from the graveyard with Sigdrifas, so we can get 2 whole rounds from it, or enough for us to secure an easy win, hopefully, and be able to do lots of damage to our opponents. So let's look at the things in between and see how they help Dagger become the chunky boy that we know that he should be. So from the very top, our leader ability is indeed Reckless Flurry, which is pretty uncommon for SK, I would say. But I wanted to try something a little bit different and not just kind of play the same things and be a little bit more experimental. So order, split 8 damage randomly between all enemy units, ignoring their armor. So the beauty of this is, even as a finisher, if Dagger comes down on the board and we leader, Dagger shoots up to 12 power and we do damage to our opponents, which is a big swing in itself. But we are sort of hoping that we don't have to rely on this. We're hoping that the deck itself helps support the whole idea, and hopefully we can obviously get lots of value and not just have to rely on that for him. So from the top, we have a Blood Eagle, because we are a devotion list and we do have lots of warriors, as you can probably see already. On the top end of this, we do indeed have a Morkvarg, which, for the most part, I mean, with Morkvarg and Dagger is a very scary combo. If Mr. Opponent has a very tall unit and Dagger is on the board, even if our Great Swords are also on the board, Dagger comes flying down, it resets that unit pretty much, and then Dagger shoots up to each time Morkvarg has hit our opponents. We also have a Herald, so going into round 2 and 3, he will obviously evolve into the super version that we all know and love. And with things down the lower end, it could be a Great Sword that we pull, it could be a Raider that we pull, even a Protector. It just depends on our draws and how things have gone there, which is very nice. We also have a Hjalmar on the higher end, which makes sense for 2 reasons. The first one is that it's a warrior, so obviously it's something that we can shoot a Blood Eagle, which is very nice. But also, I just mentioned that we have 2 Great Swords, so obviously if we can get value from these in round 1 and 2, we have some tool removal with Hjalmar, and that obviously works very well, and it has a nice little synergy in this deck as well. I've already mentioned Sigdrifas for our Dagger. Vabiorn is a pretty simple inclusion, not really much for me to explain here. Vabiorn is our tutor, is a thinning card, and also a warrior, so we can get it with Blood Eagle if we really do need it. Vabiorn into Gutting Slash, into War of Clans, into Raiding Fleets. So we have many options, but yeah, so hopefully we can get value from him. Our Raiding Fleets, again, for 2 reasons. The thinning is also obviously very helpful, and the reach to get about if you don't have one in hand directly. But also the bleeding on board also kind of helps our Great Swords get bigger, gets our Dagger to get bigger, and that's obviously a very nice combo in itself. Hjörka can come out from Blood Eagle even not on death blow, so if we have our Great Swords on board and we're scared that they're going to get removed, then our Hjörka can come down and each ping will obviously get them back up, and the same for Dagger. Lots of synergy, lots of good stuff, and we do indeed like to see that. Delirium, so as we know, this isn't 6 damage in one, it's 6 individual pings. So if we have Dagger on the board, and then we use Delirium, it's sort of removal, but also each every ping gets our dagger stronger, gets our greatsword stronger, which is obviously the objective of this deck. Same for Gigascorp. This isn't 6 damage. It's damage unit by 1 6 times. So if we remove something with this, dagger and our greatswords go up 6 if they can go that far, because it depends on where they are. We also have our War of Clans, which is supposed to pair with our On-Crit Warrior. So in round 1, hopefully we can get this out at least, then it's in Graveyard for later, because when we have our War of Clans, it's 5 removal, so we hit something for 2, Warrior comes back out from Graveyard and it hits for 3, and it's also not just removal, but also it's 2 bits of damage that can help our dagger get even stronger, which is very, very nice as well. Longships to sit next to our protectors, berserkers next to our protectors, our raiders for round through heralds. I've mentioned the 2 crit slashes, and that's how things work. So I hope you can kind of see how this is looking, and hopefully we can do some serious damage to our opponents. Let's jump into some games and let's see how we do. Okay, we got a game. We got one of them games. A True Romantic. Oh, hell yeah. Off the books. Is this Tribute SY? I think it might be. I'm not sure whether I should be afraid of this. I probably should be, but I guess we'll soon find out. Hand looks pretty, actually no, pretty awkward actually. Kick War of Clans for round 1, not very good. And kick Sigdrifas, I guess. We have no boats. Hopefully we get either raiding fleet or 1 boat in hand. That ain't a boat, but I guess that'll do. So I think we might struggle here a little bit. We have a great sword and pings from Berserker and Hjörka. Berserker and Hjörka. I like that. So this might be okay. Let us see. I mean, this is awkward in hand as well. I guess if we play this early and it dies, we have some removal for later for a little bit of reach, you know. Oh, so it's not tribute. It's Fire Sworn. Fire Sworn? Fire Sworn. So I guess do we just start with Hjörka? And does it just get payday though? Does it just get payday? Because that would be very unfortunate, I've got to say. I don't quite know how to start this. I think I probably play this and then hope that but then if this gets payday, then I guess my Hjörka sticks. So yeah, we'll play this first. If it gets removed, it gets removed. And then we can play our Hjörka hopefully freely, and then our greatsword, ping things up, big greatsword. We're all very happy, very, very nice. If it lives, Berserker can sit next to it. But alas, we shall see. We shall indeed see. That's your move. So that does stick, so we can start our engine here, which is pretty cool. And then we'll play our greatsword next to here. 6, that'll go to 7, and that'll go to 6 again, and that'll go to 5. Then probably Hjörka, and then greatsword can get, there you go. So uses Philippa right away, which is a very aggressive move from our opponent, right? Very aggressive. Are we still gonna just carry on here? Because like, do we? I think we're okay. I mean, if this doesn't ping the armor, then I think we are still looking pretty good. Don't ping the armor. Well, thank you. Even we have a Gigascorp to get our greatsword to 10, which could be pretty good. Morkvarg seems like a waste at this early stage, although he has spent Philippa, so maybe not so much. We have a Blood Eagle as well. In comes a poison, getting that shmoney. So we do have a Blood Eagle. I guess do we want to get out our dagger now? We have no pings at the minute, so I guess we probably don't actually. I think we probably just I think we play our Hjörka first, and then we Blood Eagle next turn, I guess. He may not have 2 poisons, he may just have the 1, and that's a bit of a threat. But let's, I guess we'll find out very soon. In the next 17 seconds, if that. Yeah, so he does have the poison, so that goes to 6. I still don't think this is necessarily lost by any means, because if we do get Dagger out now, Dagger will do a lot of work for us here. Hopefully. Hopefully indeed. I mean, that's what this strategy is geared towards, right? Is getting the most out of Dagger. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm actually tempted to even just to use Hercules' ability now, just so this goes to 7. Give me some of that. I think yeah. Gets us 1 ahead, which is nice. We are threatening to win on even, which is nice. Especially after he spent Philippa, and we obviously have a way to get our dagger back, so it isn't horrifically, you know, it isn't that much of an overspend when you think about it. We have a Gigasculp as well, probably for this, because obviously I don't want to hit this, because then I don't want to make this any stronger, or could just kill this entirely. Just stop things for later, I guess we'll see. So, and we get location as well. Okay. So we can actually just... So that goes to 7. Yeah, so it's a shame that wasn't 6, because obviously we could just get the just get that value really, really easily. We could maybe wait a little bit and then let him do that, or we could just kill it actually with Greatsword with Hjalmar. That seems pretty good. Does that get us ahead? Yeah, so they lose 7, and then I think we are being aggressive here, and we do definitely want to win round 1. But is this more important, or is this more important? That's the questione. But I guess if he puts more into it, I guess we can just reset it anyway with more. Give more. I think we're being aggressive here, and he spent, so we're going to spend as well. But which is more important? Which is more dangerous for us? I guess we kill this. No. I guess we kill this, because we have Mork anyway. If this gets even bigger. Still threatening to win on even. Alert. Okay. So even we could even just like Gigasculp this. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Play right into it, Mr. Opponent. Please do. Please play right into it. That'll make me a very happy man. So the difference isn't actually that much. I feel like we're getting to a point when he's not wanting to spend much more, because he spent a lot. So have we, but obviously we can get this back anyway. Is Gigasculp better on this? I think it is actually. Dagger shoots up to 26. I mean to 13. Our score is 26. I had a little moment where I couldn't read then. Okay, cool. So we win on even, which is really, really good for us actually. We if we can pull Sigdrifas in round 2, then I think we are going to go for a bit of a squeeze. A bit of a squeeze indeed. So let's see what Mr. Opponent does. Blue is cool. Protector's pretty cool. Okay. So Harold's actually not too bad as well. Even. So we do have. Okay. So we might even just go for last say actually, and then just kind of get a finisher with Dagger maybe, because we do indeed have leader still. Or we could maybe short round and maybe just go a little bit in. We haven't really got anything proactive apart from Harold, which seems like a bit of an overcommitment, if you ask me, based on what's been spent so far at least anyway. I guess just with Tribute SY, there's a lot of tall punish, and we don't have a defender to protect, you know, our the things we need to. But we could just go for it. I mean, even if we don't get two goes from him, because obviously there's still a lot that we could draw that isn't Sigdrifas. I think we'll go for a push here. I think we are in a half decent position. Do we have Raiders in graveyard? Oh, see, we have no Raiders in graveyard either. Okay, I guess we'll pass then, because I don't really want to, because Harold just plays for 5 and doesn't do much, so we'll pass here. We'll take last say, and hopefully can get Sigdrifas out later for our dagger. Maybe even just as a finisher, you know. First round of Nero to get anything that you can. Yeah, so just a spender gone. Interesting game. I feel pretty good about this. I mean, I guess it just depends on our draws in round 3, I guess. Sigdrifas will be nice, a Greatsword will be nice, and so would Vabuon really. But we have a pretty stacked hand when you think about it. So okay, so we want to kick So you're pretty good, you're pretty good. I guess we want to kick you. So we get to Sigdrifas, which is actually really good for us. We probably might even kick War of Clans because at the minute we've got no Bronze Warriors in Graveyard. We could actually get one later maybe. But I mean, we have to get one in there now because obviously Harold currently isn't pulling anything. So let's just be mindful of that. But actually, we need something in Graveyard for Harold to pull. Okay, so maybe, yeah, if we just play our veterans out, hopefully, you know, some of them get dealt with, and that way Harold actually pulls something. So Sigdrifa can come out towards the end if he spent a lot of what he has, and then we can see if that does something. Blood Eagle is probably going to get us, could even get us Fabian for a boat even, that would be pretty cool, I think. But in terms of sequencing, I think we want to get our raiders out first, set up that damage, and then obviously get our greatsword out. So this can die and it isn't awful, so can this, because obviously we then we can play Harold, but we're kind of hoping that he does kill something, which is quite a rare problem to have, right? Quite a rare problem to have. So it gets, yeah, so the 3-0, so like a 6 for 4, which is actually pretty cool. But at least it's going into a position where it might die. It's weird that I'm hoping that things die, but that's the weird part, right? That's the weird part. Cool. Okay, so we'll play this. We'll play this as it is from there, which is nice. And then we'll see how we do. I feel pretty confident. It depends on, I guess, depends on what scary things he's got in his hand, but also it depends a little bit on if he's got a lot of Tor Punish or hasn't. Okay, it seems like so far not been too scary. A lot of bronzes so far. So maybe we could just get out. Maybe this is going to be our Morkfog target for later. So we let that be, I suppose. Could even just kill this with Flaming Rose actually. Or maybe even just, yeah, I think I'll play this first, and if this dies, then that's fine. On Rite! I mean, like, I'm kind of thinking, you know, a defender, you know, a Morlise, I mean, lots of things, really. Lots of things that could be dangerous to us. Siggy, okay, so profit, okay, so that's a lot of money that he's not got. So he's probably got, spenders aren't that scary with Morkfog in hand though, right? So we aren't really too afraid of that. In terms of now, I guess we probably just kill this. That's the only real threat that we have, right? At the minute, because I don't really want to spend anything else. B for now, you get nice and big. So lots of order damage, ready and waiting, but really do need him to kill something else. Our Harold really isn't that good. Or at least loses a lot of value, right? So we're probably going to kill that actually, because that's very scary. No, never mind. He spent tributes. So obviously something's going to come out now that's pretty scary indeed. So we have got, you obviously spent Hjalmar in the first round, so we don't have that at the minute. We could always what could we do indeed? You just play Harold from hand actually. I guess we're probably going to have to, I think, which doesn't feel too good, but I think we kind of don't really have much of a choice. You're asleep when you're dead. At least now he's on board that when we pull Dagger back, actually no, it's summoned, so it won't trigger Harold, but at least we've got things on the board anyway. If he kills one of these now, I'll be very upset. I'll be very upset. We probably need to look to play. I think we're going to probably get Vabiorn out for a boat, I think, just for points on the board, you know, and just for more pings to get our dagger stronger. Salamander. Oh, I did not think of that actually. Did not think of that. Uh-oh. That's pretty scary. Is it renew? So do we not kill this? Has he got a way to kill this? I think he might do, right? He might have a way to sort that out. Okay, so we want to hit something first. They obviously get the max value, and which is with you, I believe. We can then Blood Eagle. I mean, do we get a bleed off? I mean, is it more points? 2, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess like it spreads points on the board, which I guess is not actually the worst idea. Let's do this. Do you want to kill something actually? I mean, we could do, right? But we are kind of obviously, you know, this is kind of what we want to do. We want to get damage on the board, so that way our dagger is super strong. Points ahead, we have 3 units that aren't poisoned, which is pretty nice. I think next we're going to probably play Morkvarg next, actually. I got a feeling he's got like a Savola as his finisher, which is pretty big, but I don't think it's as big as our combo here. So yeah, so he does renew and obviously gets the Salamander again, which isn't actually as devastating as what it may seem. We lose a lot of value there, you know, but then I think, and then last God's Savola, so I don't think he cares about what we're doing too much. Still even, and we have a lot of points in hand. It could even be worth just kind of maybe just Delirium first, and then maybe get out, then get Dagger, and then Morkvarg this. I feel like that's pretty decent, I think, because we have obviously Leader as well. So, although that is Savola, though, right? I'm pretty sure that is Savola, so I don't think it matters too much. I could even just discard one of these. I could discard it pretty easily, and then that's fine. And then either way, it's a nice. Actually, I think just be safe. We'll discard this. We'll pass, and then we'll just let him play that, because it's going to be Savola, but, you know, we have a big finish ourselves, so it doesn't really matter. He's spending them coins. Is it Savola? Yeah, so a lot of points, Mr. Opponent. Very good, but unfortunately, I don't think it's enough, because obviously our leader ignores armor as well, so that's amazing. Dagur comes out. Hello, hello. On Handor. So I guess we take out Morkvarg by you first, or maybe even just do this first. Sure. And we're leader. Ignoring armor. 14-point dagger, 15-point dagger mistaken, and there we go. Nice. Cool. GG's. Let's go again. We have game number 2. Game number 2. Who we got? Uprising. So we are assuming in our witches. Which is, I mean, the shields and things might be an issue, because obviously our leader ignores armor but not shields. Unless it's something a bit different, I'm not too sure. And Dagger in hand round 1 is pretty nice. So is this actually. But we probably need to look for a protector if we can. Other than that, I think actually this is pretty good. If we could get a protector, that would be nice. Maybe, I think this would be pretty big for us in round 1. We have to be careful not to row stack too much. Probably kick Berserk. I don't actually know. It's a shame not to have a protector. Ooh, so we have lots of damage here, which can actually be really good for us to ping off shields or more shields. Okay. Okay, so very early Erland indeed. So if he tries to maybe get these points back later, we can always reset that with Morkvarg. But for now, we'll probably just play out our boats, or maybe even raiders. If he wants to remove it, we let him. I guess we'll just let him. Either, because I mean, we haven't got a protector to sit next to this, so if this starts, I guess it isn't the end of the world. We could even just play Healer from hand, but I don't want that to get removed. I'd much rather a raider get killed rather than Herkia. Because Herkia, I mean, For 7 provision, I think she's actually pretty important in this list. Pretty important indeed. So we kind of have to let things be a little bit. We could just kill this rub right away, but it seems like a waste of our removal. So we're not going to. We probably just get a bleed off maybe. Either get a bleed off or maybe get our boat set up and see if he tries to remove this. I think, yeah, let's get damage set up first and then we can get our greatsword down as well. That seems like a pretty sound idea. Main man over here just holding a punnet of grapes on a battlefield. What an absolute mad lad. Man loves his grapes. Nothing comes between him and his grapes. I mean, I feel like this is just like standard. Yeah, so gets a Griffin Witcher. No. Wait, Griffin Witcher Adept. No, Mentor. Okay. So maybe not the traditional one though, right? Maybe something else. It is our nightly duty. So he's using this that boost. So, okay, so that's not too scary, because if you just try and pull the boost, we can just reset this anyway, so we aren't really afraid of that at all, even. Probably want to get Hyuka down next, or maybe just this. Or do we get a bleed off? We'll get a bleed off first, and then we'll put... Then next we'll play Greatsword.
We'll follow you always. Into the fair.
Into the fair. I imagine that, so, not... This turn, the turn after, comes down the Vesemir. If he's going to be able to spawn witches. I mean, I'm starting to think that actually he isn't the traditional witcher list that, you know, that we're all familiar with. It could be something a wee bit different. He's thinking about it. Whatever he's doing, he's indeed thinking about it very carefully. Okay. I'm thinking it could be like Arch Griffin. Like it could be something like that, which is, I mean, I admire it if it's something a bit different though, so I gotta say that's pretty cool if it is. But yeah, we'll play Hyuka first, keep our damage, and then obviously don't hit armor. Why every time it always hits armor? Every single time. Greatsword comes down next, then we're gonna hit things to get this bigger and better, and then if he tries to pass on us, we can just we can catch up pretty easy actually. We aren't really that far behind at all, which is pretty nice. So okay, so does he pull Vesemir with this? I imagine he probably does. Yeah. I mean, why did he? But then, why is he protecting this though? Is he hoping to absorb the boosts? I mean, which isn't really that normal, is it? Right. So we play our Greatsword. Comes down 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Doesn't get us ahead, but I don't think... Oh, is he in a position to pass? I think he might be. So maybe we do want to stop him from doing that. Do maybe Dagger and then... We probably need a Greatsword in Graveyard though, but also I don't want to fall too far behind. You know? I don't want to fall too far behind. I guess we'll play a Greatsword now, and then if he does pass on us, then obviously we can just on Rite. So he can just move the boost here though, right? Which is kind of annoying. Don't hit armor, please. Thank you. Dee.
What is the matter?
Ah yes, that's one of them pogners you got there, sir. Full? No. Is this person okay? Okay, so full leader, a Rogner that absorbed 1 shield. So I think he's ready to pass now. Then, so in that case, we need to get our dagger down, and then when he passes, we Morkvarg, and that's it, right? We get our... Is that even enough, though, actually? Is that enough? We might have to use leader as well, potentially. But let's play our dagger. I think he's ready to just pass. Kirka, please don't hit. So we'll do this actually now. We'll hit you once, I guess. Kirka, please don't hit armor. If his dagger dies because of that, I'm going to scream. Actually going to scream. If he does passing, I think a Morgvarg is enough, right? Maybe even we might have to also spend leader, but the way he's playing this is very strange. Okay, that's fine. So comes out at 5. We so that's 7, 8. I think we're okay. We might have to spend leader. I haven't done the maths to be perfectly honest, but I guess here we are. We want round control, so play more. Is it better on more? Yes. So even with that, I guess we are happy to just pass. No other bleeds and things, right? Yeah, we're fine. Cool. So I don't know what our opponent's doing in that first round. That's very confusing, but I guess we'll take it. We take round 1 pretty comfortably actually, and if we can actually get a decent draw in round 2, so we do have Sigdrifas. Ooh, that's got me thinking. The scary thing is the carryover though, right? The carryover is very scary. So you probably got to go actually. Of course that follows up. The question is, do we want to bleed out some of that carryover? We don't have. We missed a lot though, right? Miss Fabian, Hjalmar, Harold, Blood Eagle, Gigascorp. So do we want to bleed here? Because I guess I don't think we care too much about. We don't care too much about card disadvantage necessarily, because obviously we have a big swing in this. We can get him back. We have leader and delirium. If this was Gigascorp, I'd be a bit more comfortable, but obviously because it's 1 damage, it's a bit more awkward. But I think I'm probably going to go here a little bit. I'm going to see just kind of how far we can push with this and see if we can cause our opponent some problems. Ooh. Has he realised how much he's messed up? No, he's just doing those things.
Time is the easy bit. Getting down's another matter.
Getting down's another matter. So we can kill that Lyrium, which I don't think is worth it, because I guess we get more value from Dagger later. So I think we just play this out. I once lopped off 3 heads with 1 blow. If he plays like Silver Witches, then it's targets for our pretty good for him. I mean, a Morgvarg would be pretty good here, right? But unfortunately, we don't have that unfortunately. So do we want to maybe ping off the shield so then this gets more value? We probably do actually. And I hope our Berserker pings it. So yeah, let's hit off the shields, and we're gonna pray to God that our Berserker hits the 9. Please do this one. It's keep us ahead, which is pretty nice as well. Not by much, but here we are. I think at this point we probably want to go for Dagger now. Could even Dagger and then Leader potentially. Just to get him big and chunky. Dagger has to go front row. So the scary thing is Erdin or Igni. But then I don't know what. I don't know whether he has either of those things though, right? The shields are an issue, I will say. I'll give you that. Maybe even we ping off the armor and then just kill this now. I think, yeah, we hit this first. We ping off the, kill that. And Berserker hopefully hits one of these two and not the shield. Okay, still ahead. We are down still, but honestly, I don't think this is impossible. I really don't. With how much of a swing Dagger is.
You understand a word I'm saying?
You understand a word I'm saying? So do we actually Dagger now and then Leader? Dagger and Leader. It gets that great sword to maximum points as well. I think we'll go for it. We are not afraid. We are SK, we are not afraid. Leader. Shoot up to 10 and 12, which is pretty insane. Really is pretty nuts, actually. We get one more point from this, though, right? Yeah, we got one more point. We lose one, but then they lose one, and we gain it back. So net 1 point. So okay, so and then we can delirium now, which is 6 points lost from him, which is a big, but I don't think. If he's got amphibious in hand, then he can just play Kidweni, and then I'm pretty sure that's enough for him. But let's but I've come this far, so let's 37. We profit 1 point by doing this. Does he have an answer? Because then if he has amphibious, he can just pull Kidweni, and then we lose. So that's a very slow kill out from him. Does he have enough, actually? I mean, he's got to spend both cards, though, right? Yeah, got to spend both cards. Oh, it's close. So he's marginally. Well, no, because pink killed out. Okay. So we actually managed to, even though we were cards down, we did pretty well. If we can pull Harold now, I think actually we might be pretty good. We can have a decent short round, and maybe just about pull this one out. Fabian, I don't think. Okay, nice. It's graveyard. We have got raiders, right? We do. So we have raiders in graveyard, which is pretty cool. Fabian gets us Blood Eagle maybe for Hjalmar, which seems like a bit of a risk now I think about it. So he's got no Keldar, no Silver Witches. He's got a tall boy in Kidweni if he's got that option. Raiders and another one from here is kind of nice. I think this is fine. We'll go with this. With no Silver Witches, I think his short round's looking pretty sketch, or this could be for amphibious. You don't say. Interesting. I mean, I kind of was not expecting this at all. So he hits for 3. He can do 3 damage. Could even Blood Eagle for something that isn't Hjalmar, although it's a shame we can't actually get that kill. I think we'll probably start with this, right? No. We'll start with Harold's, and then get our, hopefully this sticks. Yeah, so do this now. Pull out our Raiders. Ping makes his damage worse. That's 2 damage, which isn't really that good when you think about it. Part of me wanting to pull something out, so he does get that as well, and can actually do a lot of damage actually. So he can do 6 damage, but he'd just kill himself if he did. We can get okay, so actually pretty perfect for us as well. We Fabian into Blood Eagle, into this, into Hjalmar, into that. Seems solid to me. So Fabian into Blood Eagle, hit you for 2, nice. Get Hjalmar, hit Mad Kieran, the absolute mad lad. Kill that completely. Raiders plays for just 6, but I think we're okay. If you pull Kidweni, that isn't enough. Nice. Okay. So, even though, again, in round 2, cards down, you know, with our opponent had no answer for it, which they didn't, you know, we kind of pretty much claw things back and make them spend a lot more than they would, a lot more than they'd want to. So that went pretty well. Cool. Very, very nice indeed. And so that was 2 daggers, 1 outcome. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for being here to the very end of the video. For those who don't know, I do stream on Twitch 3 or 4 times a week. I'll make sure to put my link down in the description below, along with a link to the deck, Discord socials, and all the other bits if you do want to get involved with the community. To help me out, you can also like this video, you can subscribe and click that bell, and that way you always know whenever I post something new. Thanks so much for everything. Comment to the next one, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care.